man was Erich Maria Remarque, but this happened to him on September 25, 1970 in Switzerland. He suffered an injury called an aneurysm and died. Sad face.
So now it's my turn to tell you something about him. Okay, so he was born on June 22, 1898 in Germany. Something interesting about him is that his books were banned by the Nazis. He also began writing fiction. World War I played a crucial role in his evolution as a writer. Some novels of him. Okay, this novel details us the fall of the German Empire and the experience of those young men that returned to the trenches of the World War I and how they are trying to integrate again to the social life. This novel is about how a man inspires the dream of freedom against the war machine of the Nazis. Finally, this novel reports stories of different immigrants who left Germany in the time of National Socialism. Let's talk about his motivation to become a writer. World War I, the loss of some of his colleagues, the teaching, the poetry, and the helping helpless victims in his environment. It's important to highlight that his books and him were very controversial because he was like, I don't care what you think, patriotic, because I want to express what I feel in World War I, and I want to make like a type of freedom with my books to people that could be identified with this because it was like oppression. Okay, so let's talk about his achievement. First, he was a member of the German Academy of the Language and Poetry. He was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize in 1931. He also, in 1967, he was the award the Great Cross of Merit. Finally, Tony Judd founds the Erich Maria Remarque Institute at the New York University. Okay, let's talk about the characters. First, we have our narrator of this novel, that is Paul Baumer, that he has 19 years old. Let's talk about Katrinsky. Katrinsky has 40 years old. He is like a very close friend and like a mentor from them. Well, he's very clever and ingenious. Albert Kropp. He is 19 years old and he is constantly debating about the war. Friedrich Muller. He is also 19 years old and he's very pragmatic. Then we have T. Jaden. I don't know if I am pronouncing his name correctly, but well, he has 19 years old. He's like constantly hungry. Then we have Hamilton, that he's the officer and he always like to torment the German troop. Then we have Kantorek, that he is the teacher that like to inspire his students to enlist. Westus, that he is also 19 years old and he was like an ex-cavalry. As the settings, we have the military base, the campaigns, the opening territory where they train, the nursing, and the kitchen. This first chapter focuses on the external experience of the soldiers, emphasizing the physical revulsion and how the violin is very horrific and how exhaustive it is. The description of the bombing is one of the most poetic and dramatic parts of the novel. Muller's persistent questions about his friends' post-war plans reveal why the young generation of men who enlisted right out of school was called the Lost Generation. The young men like Paul and his classmates had so much concrete identities. They entered the war when they were on the teenage time to the adulthood. They no longer have any conception of themselves apart from the war.